Hi there. I don't know if anybody's still here or not. Sorry. I was looking for stones. Looking for the stones of my life. People take them to meditate with and stuff, which is amazing and wonderful, and I'm glad, but then I don't see them for a while. Okay, we need to scoot our middle of the night chair forward. Oh my gosh, come on. Chair. Will you work with me, please? Chair. Okay, let's try it like this. Oof. Still not my favorite. That's okay. Hey. Need to look at my camera setting real quick. Hopefully it's bright enough. We need rings and oil here. Go. Yep. Uh-huh. Sesame Street monsters. We got our sweater. We got soda pop. We're 12 minutes in and talking to ourselves. But that's okay. Talking to ourselves is okay. Let's get some cards out. We can shuffle our babies while we figure out what it is we want to do in the middle of the night. Let's shuffle our babies. Not really sure. Like, there's people in my house that are loud. I'm not really sure. Like, if they can be heard or not. They could be yesterday, but I think I figured out my microphone in a different, and like I've reconfigured it in a smart way now. Let's just shuffle our toys for a little bit. Toys and tools. Give them some oxygen. Archangels, angels, guides, and ascended masters. Those that are of the light and from the light. Blessed Mother. Shivan Shakti, lovely Lakshmi, God in all languages. Please bless my tools and the tools anyone else uses. Help them be used always for the higher and greater good of everyone involved, for education and personal insight, for helping others and ourselves. Thank you for the tool, the opportunity to purchase them and use them. Thank you for gifts that go along with the tools. Thank you for all of the blessings in our lives. Please help us to enjoy and be grateful for those blessings. Please allow the blessings and the enjoyment and the gratitude generate other blessings for ourselves and others. As always, thank you so much for walking so closely beside us. Thank you for being there anytime we need you, whether we see you and recognize your presence or not. Please bless these tools. Selenite, my friend. Thank you. All right, so it's these tools. Give them all oxygen and be gratitude. Be grateful. You would think because I showed up on screen around 4:20 that I did something about that. And while, I totally would, I didn't in this case. Please bless these tools, all of these tools, as we shuffle them. Please help us feel gratitude. Please help us feel blessings. Please help us bestow blessings, and please help all of us to advance in our spirituality and faith, in whatever gifts we were given by you, and whatever gifts we've chosen to develop in ourselves. Please help us advance and grow in those as well, and use them to benefit ourselves and others. Thank you so much for all of these amazing blessings. Since I've come on so late, but still wanted to come on, I'm going to use this time to do the things I do like on my own, which is be grateful for my tools, to touch them and make contact with them, to be grateful for my higher powers and friends on the other side of the veil, to try and connect to them, even when our hands are shaking, apparently. I would do this anyway, so I might as well enjoy doing it here and now. Oh, I've got barking dogs in my house. Thank you, higher powers, for the barking dogs in my house. Next up, thank you so much for these tools as well. Please feel my gratitude and appreciation for them and the skills that come along with using them. Thank you for all of the blessings in my life, all of the positive energy generated in these tools. Please help them be used for the higher, greater good of myself and everyone involved. Please help me turn the blessings that I've been given into blessings to be given to others. Thank you so much. For all of the beautiful things in my life and all of the hard things in my life. Please help me use them for my higher, greater good as well. For the higher and greater good of others. What do we want to put on this deck? It needs some, okay, it needs like some tourmaline, I think. It feels a little congested. Well, it looks like one person's here. I'm not certain who you are or if you're a robot, but if you can hear me, hello and welcome. Sending you love and light. I'm just chilling and doing what I would normally do on my own with my cards and tools. Giving them energy, enjoying their energy, being grateful for them and asking for help using them. I decided to come on in the middle of the freaking night, so if no one is here, that is going to be fine because the spirits are here and my tools and toys are here and I'm a lucky girl. If there are humans here that are listening, can you hear me? Are you able to hear me? Okay. Let's shuffle these babies. Thank you so much for these tools, for the option to have them and use them, for the lessons I learn with them. Please help me to enhance my skills for the higher, greater good of everyone I engage with, including myself. Thank you for all of the amazing blessings and gifts in my life. Thank you for all of the hardships in my life. Please help me take those hardships, turn them into blessings, and pass those blessings on to others. For like this needs like, oh, I know what stone this needs because I love my fluorite, but this is who needs to sit here. Let's clear it with some selenite. Gonna go on my phone and just make sure that there's volume on this live here. Okay, testing my sound here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, testing my sound here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. It works. That's all I wanted to make sure. Okay, we've shuffled. Oh, this is my favorite baby. It's blue-green fluorite. I just love it so very much. I even knew, like, the day it was gonna, like, it arrived. The mail truck pulled up on my street, and I just knew something really special was on the mail truck for me. I didn't know what stone it was going to be because at that time I was ordering a lot of things, and or if there were more than one stone in there, like which one I was picking up on it. It was only one stone. It was this stone, and I was like, oh gosh, just so happy. To be in connection with it so much that was on the street. I knew it was there, and that's never changed. It always makes me feel good and better and happy. And at the time, like when they even described it, I bought it on a live from Sage Goddess, and when they described it and its benefits, that didn't resonate with me, the benefits they described, but I just couldn't stop looking at it. And I think actually even they were selling like multi-colors. You weren't sure what you were going to get. I had been hoping to get like blue. I got blue green, which was even better. And my experience with this still is not necessarily always in line with what they say the benefits are, like in a textbook, but I don't care. It just makes me feel better. Just like a lot of things, you know, some people have a teddy bear or a blankie from childhood or something. And I have lots of wonderful blessings, but this piece of fluorite is just one of my all-time favorites. Sometimes my guides and angels step in and tell me to give away, you know, a stone, and hopefully they'll never ever ask this of me, and if they do, it's going to be a hard one. There've been a few others where it's been like, really, I don't need to pass that on, like, oh, sad days. But there's been some where I've just been allowed to keep it, which is great. I love this thing very much. It has nothing to do with my birthstone, like not even close. Just it is one of, like, it does sort of show up in one of my favorite colors in the world. Like, I love greens and blues, turquoises and cobalts and emeralds, and yeah, it's beautiful. The lighting here is sort of weird. I don't have it figured out yet, but there's patches of iridescent moonstone deep in this particular piece, which is awesome. Moonstone is clearly a favorite of mine. This is moonstone. This is labradorite, which they're in the exact same, you know, family. I think they're feldspar. Now I've got to look it up because it's going to bother me. but I'm pretty sure the Moonstone family is feldspar. Let's see. Mm, actually, it's silicate, so that might be more like selenite or the felt. Nope, I was right, actually. There it is, labradorite. It figures that I would remember it because it's just like Moonstone is a favorite. Labradorite is a favorite. They all fall into the feldspar family. Okay, we need to continue to shuffle and then perhaps read. These babies haven't been shuffled yet. This is the Pipspeak Tarot. It's Kitten Chop's new. Oh, hi! I don't know how long the lag is, but I'm just seeing your comment. It is a big hunk of hunk beautiful. I've never given her a name either. You would think I would just because, like, I would sleep. Well, I have. I not would sleep next to it. I have slept next to it. Um, and I have lots of like, like this is a freaking ginormous citrine, right? This one's citrine and blue, blue something, and then blue amber also. I can't remember the blue stone in here, but like this, it's amazing. Again, the lighting's good, so the banding is weird. Like clearly, I like the flame shape. I buy it over and over again. Um, but and so like they're beautiful. This is rubies and sapphires and smoky quartz. Like they're all pretty and lovely, but this baby is it. Like it's my security get big time. This one's made of um, it's a skull, and I understand why people do skulls. I understand like a sort of spiritual attachment to them and connection and what they're for and things. But I don't always like them. But this guy, again, the lighting's bad, but he's got a big old smile on his face. And also, I'm not going to remember the stone right now, but he's made of the exact same stone that's in Stonehenge, which they don't believe is entirely of this earth. Some people say, oh, that's because it was made by aliens or whatever, and who knows? I don't know. But like the main thing is, it's made of like meteorites, comets, things that aren't found on Earth, and so it's pretty cool too. But still, this guy, this guy, and honestly, the next best is this guy, which looks like a rusty old cane with crystals on it, but it's one of the most healing things I've ever possessed in my entire life. Now, this was true to its prescripted form. Like it was said to be a major trauma healer, and it freaking is. It's awesome. I think it makes sense to me too that it's so iron heavy, and I've got like every kind of anemia that exists, so that makes a little bit of sense on a physical level as well. Okay, so I was getting to this is the Kitten Shop's newest deck. I've talked about it a little bit. It's a Pip deck, which is a different version of card reading out of Marseille, um, Marseille in France. Just like the Tarot Lenormand is French and maybe Italian too. I can't remember, but I didn't even care. It's Kitten Chops. She did this one. She did the Playful Heart Tarot. That's what this one is. I have one of her another deck that she made that was like a partial, like all major arcana, but the cards are like ginormous. I just love her energy, but this is her new deck. And so she chose cardstock that's just as good and amazing as this first one that I fell in love with. And freaking um, so the cardstock is awesome, but she made it even smaller, which is even easier to handle. It has a drawer. Look at that. Whee! And so it's just awesome. It has some of her art that's unrelated to the deck that she puts on, like she makes like velvet and velour, like um, reading cloth and things like that. But yeah, they're even smaller. So like shuffling them, and then the cardstock is awesome and easy too. Pip decks are not my easiest thing, although when I was explaining that the other day to people, how they weren't my easiest thing, I discovered that they're actually much easier to teach someone that's never done tarot than it is a different type of tarot deck. A more standard tarot deck is more actually complex to teach than a pip deck. Um, so I think it must be a block in my head, because like I've been going around saying pip decks are hard for me, and then when I explained it, I could explain it in 10 minutes, like fully and completely how to use it and the symbolism and stuff, and I could never do that with a standard tarot deck. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, um, people are sort of in and out. It's the middle of the night. I understand that. So anyway, I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing, which is just what I would do on my own anyway. Oh, I have a meds alarm. Okay, hold on. Yeah, see, that's such nice cardstock. It just slides. It's so pretty. Okay, you sit here, friend. Take my meds. Take our medication. Medication SMR. Okay, back to Shuffle Town. All right, thank you so much for these tools, for the ability to own and interact with these tools, for the blessings they bring into my life, for the connection to spirit they help develop. Please help me continue to learn and develop and grow. Please help the blessings that have been bestowed on me be able to become blessings that I can send into the world towards others. Please help me stay connected to my tools, and above all, stay connected to God and all the amazing beings and spirits that fall under God's care. Please help this path be for my higher and greater good, for the higher greater good of anyone I interact with. Please bless my tools. God bless my tools, and thank you for them. Go back in your house. Go back in your house. It's such a nice house. Kitten Chops made you a nice house. Me. Oh, so pretty. You don't need to be cleared. What stone would you like? Actually, I can figure out how to put the jasper on you without it rolling around. Ooh, okay, I could use the ring. Okay. There we go. That's awesome. Bing. Bing. Okay, let's charge this. Oh, nope. It still rolls a little bit. That's nice. That's nice energy there. Okay, come here, friend. Okay. Thank you for these tools. The blessing of being able to own them. The friendship of the person that gifted them to me. Please help me learn from these tools. Please help what I learn to be for the higher, greater good of myself and others. Thank you for the blessings that come with these tools and the connection to you and all of those of us that fall under your care. Please help me to grow in my ability to use these tools. And please allow it to benefit all those I encounter. This little guy needs a lot of oxygen. We don't use you very much, do we? The moon. Oh, Lord. We should use you more, huh? Because you're active for us. The Knight of Cups. So far, water everywhere. Yeah, all right. These going to be used more, that's for sure. Strength, that's pretty. Oh, that's interesting. That's from the dream I had. Multiple rainbows. How many does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 promises, huh? 4 promises on this card. That's awesome. Pink clouds. Pretty. A little more air. We need to leave the box lid off, it sounds like, huh? Who's this? The Chariot. Oh, she's a mermaid in a wheelchair. Oh, that's amazing. Right? Yeah. I mean, I think I'm supposed to use this deck more because it's aligning with my dreams and stuff. So it's so good to spend time with your tools because you know, you sort of get updates like that you wouldn't you like reach for the cards that like you're used to using the most or whatever, or the stones or whatever, and sometimes forget like I have this over here and it didn't work for me very well before, but like it could be that it's time now and like it will align, right? So I think I'm supposed to be using this deck more just because I don't know how many decks I've shuffled now, and like this is aligning like with any like prophetic dream I've had like this week. And so let's see how many decks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decks so far, I think, shuffled. This is number 7. Oh, that also makes sense too, because 7's a big number for me. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Yeah. So I need to keep this out actually in the center of my thing. So we're going to rotate these bad boys from their tray and give them a new home and put these out because that's what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, let's see. Where are we going to sit you guys down? Because you're a little. We can stack you up in this box. That'd be good. That'll work. Stack you up in this box. It's a friendly box. It's got these great little business cards for the lady that made this other deck. Okay, so we'll stack you. Will you slide in? Yay! Perfect. Okay. So now you have a home. Now we do use you a lot, so where are we going to put you? I guess just right here works. They'll be close by that way. You guys are going to move into this place here. Let's see. Any more messages? Since this is giving, as the young folks would say. 5 of Cups. Okay. 10 of Swords. Oh, more. Okay, hold on. How many? Okay. Alrighty. 5 of Cups supported by the Queen of Cups. That makes sense. And then 10 of Swords supported by the 7 of Swords. Okay, get this one. And then can I get a clarifier, a mid card for this? Woo! Flew right out. Okay, this is just a message for me, but it's the 5 of Cups supported by the Queen of Cups. These are such interesting cards anyway. They're so, like, femme energy empowering. Then the 10 of Swords supported by the 7 of Swords, and then I asked the clarifier, got Judgment. There's somebody in my house being very loud. The battle is over, though it doesn't feel like it's over. And the test results are in. Okay, so what are the results? You're never, I mean, I get it, you're never alone. As long as you live in your own power and peace and and joy. You have yourself. And the battle's over, even though it doesn't feel like it. The test results are in from the battle. So what are the results? Whoa! Okay. The sun. Let's see in this deck. I know what the sun means, but what did they say in this deck? He's loud down there. The sun. Warden beams heat the earth. The soul arrives. Surrender makes way for the miraculous. You're content in attracting a life that is rich and full of peace, love, adventure, success, and riches. Your well-meaning heart may cause the miracle of conception, whether it's a wave of self-development or a new being. This card can also point to excess. Be mindful of overconsumption and consequences that follow. Okay, in my case, in this particular reading, it's not about access. Can I get one more card just to sort of solidify what this is saying? Okay, hold on. Whoop. Okay. Okay, there's one in my lap, so we'll take that one, I think. Yep. Just one. Knight of Cups. The romantic hero. Okay, since this, I don't use this deck a lot, let's ask. Okay, well, that's a direct answer. There's faith to be found in flow. There is comfort, floating, sinking, and seeing. This figure is enveloped in a deep ocean of curiosity. You flirt with an artistic love affair. The idea is making your bones ache, wish to be born. Allow your guides and ancestors to light your way through the dark folds of your imagination. Create private nooks and crannies for your process to take place. Got it. Well, that was nice. I don't usually read me, but like they were screaming, hey. Hey, lady, read you. What's the bottom of the deck? Six of Wands. Gosh, another mother and child image. This figure is being recognized for their important role. The world is painted a rose pink hue as they beam with hope and pride. Supporters flock to admire and speculate. Legacy building, big breaks, golden deals, manifestation, and heart of paying off are themes to be pulled into view where you wear your talents well. There's vulnerability in success. Humble yourself to the envy and do not let praise feed perfectionism. That's good advice, except for I'm terrified of success, so that's good. It's always good to be terrified of success. It never goes to your head that way. Well, that's not answering a question. I just wanted to know what would come. Queen of Swords. Clouds with eyes. A lot of them are pink. Thinking about covens. Okay, babies, you're going to rest here because you are definitely needing to be in use. What stone are we going to put on you, though? I mean, it should really be... I don't think I have any rose quartz in here. I might. Hold on a second. Okay, well, I thought I was looking for something pink, but I found my lepidolite square, and they were like that one. So, um, and then it's square. It's square on square, so it'll keep the deck in place, which is interesting. This is lithium. This is lithium in its purest form. So it's about um, soothing, relaxation, um, chilling down anxiety, um, calming down distress, that kind of stuff. And then it's going to go on this extremely defined feminine deck. So what would that be? You want the soothing of the divine feminine. That makes sense. Okay, let's put the selenite on it to charge and clear it. Flip it and reverse it. Ooh, that's just nice. The lepidolite and the selenite together. I was like doing Reiki to sort of pass the energy of the selenite in the stone, but like it's giving back directly, which is awesome. Got lepidolite. That's a good time right now. It's not always one I need a lot of. It's helped my dad though because he's got like a mainline tremor. He's got Forestier's, and um, I've given him a lot of stones, which it's strange. He reacts strangely because he's the one that like is like me. He's where I got all of my stuff from. It weirds him out, or like I don't know, he's just not interested anymore or whatever. But anyway, I've given him a lot of stones, and he's tried to deal with some of them, and but he has kept 3 significant stones I've given him, and one is a giant freaking lepidolite sphere. And he says it actually helps his tremors to hold it, and that makes considering it's lithium. Um, he kept the it's not lapis. It's a blue stone, and it's not apatite. I don't remember what it is. I think it grows with where it's like near hematite and malachite, which that's lapis, but it's something else. I'll have to go back and look it up. But he kept that one. No, maybe it is. Maybe it is lapis because he kept it because of the stories about Edgar Casey in the malachite mines, and in I think that was a lapis. Now I've got to look it up, but I think it is. Um, when Edgar Casey had his Dark Night of the Soul, he spent a considerable amount of time. I think it was in a malachite mine, but now I'm going to look it up. Let's see here. Is it azurite? It looks like maybe it's azurite. Let's see. Yeah, so it says he had a little known 4-week episode of his life became known as the missing month. He was guided by spirit to visit areas of lapis lingus, which is otherwise known as azurite. So it's in the lapis lazuli family, clearly. But I knew it wasn't lapis lazuli. So azurite. This proved to be a very powerful, extraordinary, visionary experience that put him back on track and led him fully into his brilliant life's work. He was directed to the mines of crystalline lapis lingus azurite in order to have, quote, visionary experiences on moving forward. The vibratory essence of what he termed the singing stones allowed him to gain greater insight of his life's purpose and regain understanding as he was experiencing a great life crisis, otherwise known as the dark night of the soul. Within a short period of time, he was arrested for practicing medicine without a license, labeled a fraud in a newspaper, and his primary financial backer went bankrupt in the market crash. This was in the 20s. Edgar Casey was financially depleted, lost his home, and the ARE hospital closed, and the ARE Atlantic University was shut down, and he was despondent. He was guided to specific locations of rich deposits of copper and azurite in Arizona, and then to azurite mines in Nogales, Mexico. He experienced amazing visions, manifestations, teleportations, and life purpose clarity 200 feet below the earth in azurite crystal deposit caves. So yeah, I was sort of right. It's azurite. I mean, I knew it was a blue stone that my dad had. And that it wasn't exactly lapis. And then because often like it's on like a more basic looking, just sort of looks like a normal rock, the azurite, and then it almost looks like blue fuzzy crystals that grow onto a plain rock. And then often there's sort of green fuzzy looking crystals that grow as well. And I think that that's a version of malachite. It's very copper rich, which that makes sense. They use so much copper in things like singing bowls and kanza wands for healing. They use it in the divining rods. So, I mean, they call it in other countries. They say it's brass because it's a mix of copper and something else, but it's like a spiritual conductor. Okay, we can't. This chair is literally causing my tailbone to fall from the socket. So we've got to figure out something here. Aside from a new chair, because we can't do that yet. If you can't afford the chair, you can't buy the chair. Okay, let's see. What can we sit on? We need a different pillow. I'll be back. I'm not sure if anyone's awake, but I am, and I'll be back. Okay, I found a pillow that I hope will work. At least ease the pain a little bit here. Because it's like led to our R, the royal R, the royal we. My hips have both fallen out of the pelvic sockets as well, just sitting here. Awesome. so we need to set a meds alarm so we can take something for the discomfort. Okay, let's see. 25 minutes. We can do almost anything for 25 minutes, yo. Okay, so this new baby has a home. Little Skull, we're going to find you a deck to sit on here in a second. Why don't you go sit on the healing stones for a second? Ding! This little guy is going to stay here because actually it will wind up in the middle, but for right now it's going to go right here. Beautiful. Okay, so I think we've shuffled. Nope, we haven't shuffled all the tarot. I was like, let's do oracles, but we haven't done all the tarot yet. This is the major arcana for the spiderweb tarot. I think I organized it in order so I could show it off at some point because it's interesting. I struggle to read the houses, but you know, everything rotates. So, you never know. Maybe it's time to take a look at those, at the elemental suits, because there's another deck, the Ostara Tarot. It's made by 4 artists. I do struggle sometimes with their minor arcana because it's made by 4 different artists, and 2 of them I get exactly what I'm looking at, and 2 of them I don't, and so I get confused in some of the suits. But when I was trying to organize them the other day to understand them, they were talking to. So maybe it's just completely time to rotate like our standard decks and bring in more. Like, I mean, of course, like if during a reading guides say do this, use that, we do. But if it's like dealer's choice, you know, I'm going to choose like one of 4 decks usually. And that's great. That's all you really need. It's not like you, like if you're somebody that's interested in starting doing this stuff, you don't need necessarily all these decks. I'm blessed to have them. I do think, you know, after a while, if you're hoping to expand your learning, they're much like books, right? You can't learn everything from just one book, but you can learn a lot. So you can really work with 1 or 2 decks for a really long time before you need anything else. And technically, I guess I did, because I think I had like 2 decks. When I first had tarot cards, I only had 2 decks for like 15 years or something nutty like that. And within that 15 years, I was even, you know, people were coming to my home or having me come to their homes to do readings. And I didn't even, you know, need it. I had a full-time job in the arts, but so you could literally, honestly, you could just get a deck of playing cards if you can't afford anything else. If you have interest and natural ability. I mean, I think it's everything. I think just like everything, some people are born with amazing skills and they're blessed. But then, you know, you can always then teach yourself something that you weren't necessarily born with and be, you know, strong in a different way. And we need both kinds of strength in all different lines of work. So yeah, this deck, this spider deck, I don't have the box or the book. Oh, look, it's a peacock. But this was made by a mother and son. He had a traumatic brain injury, and he did all of this artwork to express himself while he was healing. And they made a deck out of those things together. and they're definitely interesting. And I think the major arcana, even if it's atypical, has a lot to offer metaphorically and energetically that's really different from a lot of the other things out there. But the minor arcana gets a little, I don't know what the right word is. It's like this person, like I use the fringe of my brain as well, right? Like I don't use all of the standard parts with a lot of strength, but some of the fringe areas I'm really good at. But it's almost like this person who was designed this, like it's like I exist on this fringe of this side of the brain and he exists on the fringe of this side of the brain, so there's a lot of gap in our understanding. So I struggle to understand the deck, and so certainly when I'm reading for others it's not the right time to use, except for the majors. They're great. There's a lot of cartoon noise in the background of my house. This table's in a different room, and I don't realize, like in the room I'm usually in, I don't realize exactly how much sound is blocked. Like, because the sound flows here really, like a lot from the rest of the house, whereas the room I usually stay in does not, which is interesting. Please bless this tool. Please bless my use of this tool. Please bless the people that need help when I use this tool. Thank you for the blessings. Please help us to pass on the blessings. Okay, I think this is the last tarot deck that I have around. I have some like on my bookshelves and things, but these are the last that are, oh no, that's not true. I have my mega deck that I made, but it's been loved on a lot this week because it was organized. Hey, Kat, are you still here? Because I wanted to mention something that ties in to something you likely know about, because I think you were in one of the same lives I was in. If you're here, you're probably asleep, and I don't blame you. So, okay, so I was in a very talented ladies live that you were in earlier this evening, and I was just chilling, actually. Like I was like half in, half out, taking care of other business and stuff, but I was listening. And she, just for anybody that might listen to this live later, this person was just sort of kicking it on her channel. She had like one of her spirit boxes going, but she wasn't really trying to do readings necessarily. She had some spiritual tools like cat balls and other activatable things around the space, and she was mostly chit-chatting with her viewers. And she's somebody that reads cases like very well, in my opinion, and very often. And so I think she's very talented. Now, I've been working very a lot actually on reading cases privately. Pixie has been being my sitter for a lot of things, and then I've just been privately working on it, trying to decide if it's something I want to do. Because everybody has different strengths and weaknesses. I'm fond of my strengths. I like connecting people to their departed loved ones. I feel like that's one of my main purposes, is to assure people that their loved ones have gone nowhere, that nothing other than the physical aspects of the relationship has changed. I think that's important and valid, and like I'm ready to now grow a lot bigger, because I've been undecided for a long time. I understand doing readings in person, which I did for a long time. That makes sense for me. The internet dynamic has been a struggle for me for a lot of reasons. Um, One being, when somebody has to book an appointment to come to your home, right? They really have thought about what they need, and they really need something. It's not like an impulse buy. Um, they've made an appointment. They put on shoes. They've left their home. They've come to you, or if it has something to do with their home, they've opened their home to you, right? You've scheduled a time. We're ready to invest financially. All of that stuff. The internet's a little different. It's more like an impulse buy aisle, where there are, I'm sure, plenty of people that are waiting in people's lives, meaning live streams, with really important questions that are important for them to know. But there's also a lot of people that are like, sort of pop up in people's places like every day and pay $10 to ask about a different boy. And there's nothing wrong with that, actually, at all. But I struggle over and over and over again with the idea of charging them because it seems like if I loved them, I wouldn't do that to them. However, I was talking to another reader this week that does very well with those types of clients. She doesn't fret about it. She doesn't feel strange about it. And she was like, well, listen, when you're in the impulse buy aisle at the store, and she's like, which is a good metaphor for sometimes what happens here. Do you buy things like candy and gum and magazines? And I was like, yes. And she was like, do you pay for them? And I was like, yes. She said, do they make you happy? I said, yes. And she was like, so why are you not charging people when it's what they want to buy? And I know that, like, I'm sure a lot of people have said to me things about being practical in different ways, but that worked, like that clicked for me in a way. Anyway, I'm rambling away from the topic, but the point has been that I've been torn about the internet, um, doing like sort of standard basic readings, but I'm really good at those. So I've had a hard time deciding. But I've been working privately on crime cases and things, and working with a sitter so that, number one, someone can like validate back to me, hey, I really did get that, or I was way off on that, or whatever. But I've been doing it privately, trying to figure it out. And like with Sweet Riley, like I had actually read a case the week before, and I had a lot of crossovers before anything happened to Riley. That case that I did the week before in private was like directly had a lot of stuff about Riley in it, and I still don't think that what they're, at least as of right now, referring to as like the end outcome is accurate, but I don't think they're completely done yet either. So we'll wait and see. But anyway, the reading was decent. And then, like, we've read The Ladies from Kansas privately quite a bit because I'm pulled to it. And so anyway, tonight, though, what this was about for tonight, Miss Cat, was so when I was in her live and she was listening, she was talking about the Elijah Vu case, which she has read quite a bit, or at least engaged with quite a bit, I guess is one way to put it. Because sometimes lately she doesn't necessarily read them. She just sort of knows certain things and is able to say, hey, I know this and this. I don't see the point in reading though because X, Y, and Z. Um, so anyway, she was talking about Elijah and her her ghost box was going or whatever. And it kept talking about, it kept saying, it said a couple different times, it said sacrifice, right? And um, she said, yeah, it is kind of weird because and I don't know completely. I haven't followed everything single thing she's like said about Elijah's case or whatever. I know she's compared it a lot to Quentin's case and that kind of thing, but I don't know everything she has said about Elijah's case. But she did make a comment. Um, it is weird. Like every time I feel like Elijah visits me a lot, and every time it comes up on the box, or like anytime they're talking about Elijah or saying his name or whatever, and I feel like he's playing with the cat balls, I've heard sacrifice. And then she said something to the effect of, but that doesn't fully align with like the story that I see or in my mind's eye or whatever it was. I'm not exactly sure how she put it, but what happened at that point is it really clicked for me. Like, just like, like, I think that's why a lot more, I know why, especially on the internet, readers are nervous about working with each other. So many people accuse people of stealing things, like, and I don't just mean in that, in the tarot and spirituality community, like makeup artists accuse each other of stealing their ideas and just, like, and the problem is, number one, there's nothing new under the sun, and number two, like, if you're a reader and you're being honest about what you see and you're getting things accurately, even if even if it comes to you a different way because you interpret things differently, it actually should be better if two readers, as long as everybody's being honest, if two readers agree, like, that's a good thing because it means it's more likely accurate as long as they're being honest. Um, gosh darn it, this chair, I'm sorry. So anyway, that's partially why readers should work together. And that's why, when they're learning, they go to places and do like group, collective readings, and you can take classes from sort of more famous or educational type psychics and mediums, and they'll do like intuition classes with people where they do cold reads on each other and stuff, and or they all read on one thing and they can sort of learn from each other and feed off each other. That's a good thing as long as everybody's being forthright. So the point is, when she said that, like, my spidey senses started kicking off. Now, I don't know, like, I haven't read that case at all. I know about that case, right? I know, like, what the general things are and what generally appears happens, and things like that. But what I found interesting was, so I heard the box keep saying, sacrifice, and not sacrifice, sacrificed, right? And it had already had my brain tingling, and then when she said, like, that it says it a lot but she didn't know why. So this is something I found interesting. So this year, the Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, the official day was February the 20th. However, the way Lunar New Year is celebrated culturally and historically is it's celebrated for 15 days. So it's sort of like the 12 days of Christmas or whatever, right? But it doesn't start on Christmas. 12 days of Christmas start on Christmas Day and go through January 6th. Lunar New Year starts 10 days before the 20th, well, this year it was on the 20th. So it started this year, February 10th. And it would go through February 25th. So Lunar New Year actually was on the 20th, but the celebrations, the first day of Lunar New Year celebrations, February 10th, and the last day of Lunar New Year celebrations would have been February 25th. Elijah went missing on February 10th. Now, a lot of times when you hear people that do readings that are talking about sacrifice, like meaning someone was sacrificed or offered in sacrifice, or something for someone's spirituality or faith or religion, or sacrificed to, I don't know, the business gods or whatever, I don't know. When you hear that, if there's any truth to it at all, a lot of times people immediately go to different like spiritual calendars. A lot of people choose to like look at the pagan calendars, which is sometimes sad just because not all pagans are worshiping or practicing with negative deities. And then also, like if you go to a Wicca calendar, a lot of people that practice Wicca are also Christians, so it's very confusing. But anyway, I digress. The thing is, you think about, okay, what could it be? Like if this were true, if there was anything true about the sacrifice element, what would February 10th connect to? Well, the first day of Lunar New Year this year. Um, and again, like this could all be completely circumstantial, and I haven't done a reading about it yet. But the gentleman that, you know, was sent him, Elijah, to teach him how to be a man, this poor baby, his last name is Chinese, and even extends very strangely when you look it up from a dynasty that, from a long time ago, but the dynasty um, that's attached to that last name were some of the most avid practitioners of sacrificial acts during the Lunar New Year. Not all dynasties chose to do like animal or human sacrifice for the Lunar New Year. Some of them chose to, do other types of offerings, herbs and spices, plants and wine, and then some groups long time ago, I don't mean current day, by the way. I'm not saying in China, I'm saying nothing like that. In current day China, the standard person is not doing any type of sacrifice for Lunar New Year. But just like there are in the United States, um, a lot of culty groups that are practicing what they think is like old world Christianity or old world faith practices, there still are people doing sacrifices for lots of reasons of actual other people. And sometime soon, likely like tomorrow, I'm going to, at least since I've been working on cases privately, because I'm just like denoting, I think I'll bring it to this channel here probably pretty soon, even because my accuracy is pretty good. And, being new at it, like there's no expectation to be, well, there's no expectation for any medium to ever be perfect because we're humans and that's an impossibility. But, my point is, like, I'm ready to do like general crime reads, but I haven't done a reading, but it just is weird. It's weird that the last name aligns um, with the dynasty that would practice sacrifice like that during the Lunar New Year. It's weird that he went missing the very, very first day of Lunar New Year. um, and then it's weird that it says sacrifice. Now, again, I haven't read the case, and I have read some about the case, so I don't know, like, if they're saying he went missing on the 10th, or if that's when he was reported missing. Like, I don't know those little details. But I do think, like, if I had a close relationship with this particular reader, which I do not, but if I did, I would be saying to her, hey, like, you might, if you're already reading on this and you have a spirit box that says this word or talks on this topic every time this little boy is around, this is a line of investigation maybe you should follow a little bit. Because there, again, I want to say, the average person that that celebrates Lunar New Year, even if they are traditionalists and celebrate the full 15 days, they're not doing anything like that. But there are crazy people from every culture all over the world that do extreme, weird, and warped stuff and say it's for certain reasons, whether that's valid or not. Sometimes I'm sure they believe that it's for those reasons, and sometimes it's just an excuse. But if and I don't get to hang out on all of her lives because I'm trying to have my own lives and I'm trying to do reading at home even when I'm not on live and stuff. But like I may like go in if I see her put that kiddo's name up and see if it happens again. Yeah, see, cats, like, for whatever reason, I've got to figure out my YouTube because in my lives, the chat's not playing back when the lives play back. Now, some of the ones that I have to chop up and I just do little parts and partials of the live, that's just because when you edit on StreamYard, the chat disappears. And that's no biggie, that's fine or whatever. But, like, I need to probably go into my YouTube settings and so that the chat can come up from the live so people can see like what's being responded to and what the feedback is. But so Kat is saying basically that she heard that too on the voice box or on the ICP. They used to be called EVPs, and I'm old, and so I struggled to remember what a spirit box was called now. But Kat heard sacrifice, and I heard the box say sacrifice too. It wasn't just the reader saying something to that effect. The box said it twice tonight. I don't know how many times it's said it before. And it also could, weird things are possible. It literally could be that sort of all things are true. It could be that what they're saying is true. The awful truth is like she sent him to be a man, this toddler, this sweet baby toddler, and that something happened. And then because it happened, it could be this person is delusional enough to now be saying, at least in their own head, that it was a sacrifice or something. And that's why it's coming up. But it did happen. February 10th is the exact right day. If there's a story like that being woven, it is the right day. I thought that was interesting and strange. And I thought too, I misremembered Lunar New Year. Like, I was like, I think it's 15 days. And like, but I must be crazy. And then like I did research on it, but then, I didn't even bother to see what it's the year of. Like, now I'm looking it up. Is it the dragon? I think it's the dragon. Okay, yeah, it's the wood dragon this year. So, yep. The celebration of the Lunar New Year will begin on 10 February 2024. It marks the start of the year of the wood dragon. I like the Chinese zodiac. Historically, for me, like when I would read just a standard, not advanced, right? Just like a standard horoscope for my astrological sign versus would read some things about my Chinese animal. The animal always, like in terms of like the personality traits or whatever, always resonated more thoroughly for me. And then when I learned more about how that's handled, like yes, there's a dragon and the horse and the rat and the rooster or whatever, but it's broken down into elements too, right? So there are like I said, there's this year it's a wood dragon, or sometimes people would call it like a tree or plant dragon or whatever. Um, but there are other years that are year of the dragon. They're fire dragons. They'll say metal dragons, but usually it means precious metal like silver or gold. There's like water dragons, ether dragons, earth dragons. Um, and so when you split it down like that even further, it resonates, for me anyway, even greater than horoscopic things. So um, I've only ever found like one or two people that do this, but they do. There are people that are out there that will like chart your astrology like the standard way we sort of expect it to be in North America, right? Um, but on your chart, your standard chart that they do up for you, they will also chart in things for whatever your Chinese zodiac animal is and your Chinese zodiac element. They'll factor those in. Either like if you're getting an actual chart, they'll try to put it on the map, or if you're getting like a written out report, they'll include that as a factor in your report, which I think it's interesting. And when I had one done, it is scary. Like, other things where I've purchased something about like my birth chart where it was very thoroughly done. Someone I think really knew what they were doing. Like it was like, yeah, that's generally it. Like I generally like resonate to that. But when they added my Chinese elements, my animal elements, for me, it was like, oh my gosh, now it's like you wrote a paper about me. It was the difference from, hey, that sounds like someone similar to me, to that's me. There's only one person like that. That's me. Um, and they also, like they do, like, I do think it's interesting, and maybe it resonates for me because my ruling planet, I always use air quotes because everybody else does get a planet, but mine is the moon, which is not a planet. Um, but it is the moon, right? So, um, lunar things have always been cool to me, and they do resonate heavily and yada yada yada. And then the Chinese, rather than celebrating solar horoscope, they celebrate lunar. So maybe there's something to the fact that I resonate with it so heavily because it's moon unit, like Frank Zappa's child. It's moon unit. Moon unit Zappa. Um, but I just, yeah, like if I had her ear, I would say, if that keeps coming up for you, you should probably look into the holiday that happened right then. Just like Donna Serafina, like when there were rumors sort of like that in the Sweet Summer Wells case, she looked up like ritual practicum charts for different groups that are darker in nature and not affiliated with like traditional anything, not traditional churches, not traditional pagan groups, right? Like, um, hate group is wrong because they don't necessarily, subscribe to just generally being awful, but they do have some really old world practices that most people would be fearful of doing now. So, she looked into the calendars for groups like that and like when they would be doing certain things. And, I think that might be something that those reading Elijah maybe should do as well. Yeah, definitely. I was going to ask you, like, I didn't, like, no one, well, I mean, I don't ever care about age, and I don't know if you do either. I was going to ask what year you were born, just because I was curious, like, where you wind up on the Chinese zodiac. But people, like, if you feel like that's weird to say online, then of course don't. Okay, hold on a second here. You're a Leo, so okay, you would have been well within. Okay. So it was the year of the ox, and you're a metal ox. Um, and they say metal, like I said, but like the original stuff in like the Chinese zodiac means like golden ox or silver ox, fine metal. Mm. And so, whereas they like, let's see, let's pull it up. Those that were born in 2021 are also fine metal ox. Um, let's see here. Let's find what it says about the metal ox. Those born in 61 or 2021 are metal oxen who are renowned for being hardworking, active, always busy, and popular among their friends. But that, like, let's find one that breaks it down because they break it down, down, down. Let's see if this is. Oh, here's your 2024 horoscope for metal ox born in 61. The horoscope for people born in 61, year of the ox. Let's see. Okay, this has been. Okay, we'll pull up a different site. This has been put through Google Translate. Hold on a second. Hmm. Being second, which means it's the second animal in the Chinese zodiac. So it's the second eldest. Um, Being second, the ox is associated with the hours of 1 to 3 in the morning. According to one Chinese myth, the order of the animals in the zodiac sign is decided by what order the animals arrived at a party thrown by the Jade Emperor. So the oxen showed up second to this animal party. The ox came in behind the rat after it was tricked into giving the smaller creature a ride, the myth claims. If you were born between February 15, 1961, and February 4, 1962, you're officially a metal ox. Um, let's see, other years of the ox. Celebrities who have been born in the year of the ox more generally, so not just metal ox, include Carol Baskin and Barack Obama. They only listed two, and both fall into the year of the metal ox specifically. Oh, okay, there we go. That's why they only listed two. Characteristics and personality traits of metal ox. Oxes are known for diligence, dependability, strength, and determination, having an honest nature. Oxes are strongly patriotic, have ideals and ambitions for life, and attach importance, great importance, to family and work. This character is stronger than the Earth's core. Feisty, and they tell it like it is. They take no prisoners and have so much inherent energy. The best quality by far is they get things done. Even if they have to abandon delegation and get their mitts dirty, they get an assigned job done. Metal oxes are, let's see, hardworking, active, always busy, and popular among friends. Compatibility. The ox is said to be the most compatible with the rat, the snake, and the rooster, with the rat in particular sharing similar goals in life according to Chinese New Year. While snakes are thought to offer warmth, romance, and support in work, roosters have a soft and loving heart. They are warned to avoid goats, horses, and dogs, however, as it's claimed they aren't the most compatible with each other. Where do you line up? So this doesn't have the full thing, but let's see if we can find another one because it's crazy, just like they can how detailed they can get when they chart us in our standard zodiac. Okay, we'll look at the site. The site usually gives me good stuff. Hopefully it's not. Um, the metal ox. Characteristics of the metal ox 1961. This ox is certain and very strong-willed. They can be blunt and direct in their views, and they're not afraid to say what they have to say. The ox can get heavily involved in their objectives and goals, which makes them unaware of other people's thoughts and feelings sometimes. This ox always makes sure they can keep their promises to others. They are very much into artistic pursuits and will have a good circle of close, loyal friends, which will always be there to lend a hand if ever needed, which the metal ox appreciates. The ox is a hard and detailed worker who performs all tasks in a determined and disciplined manner. The ox is a great leader and gets recognition for this strong and hard-nosed nature when necessary. The ox has set their life goals and will not allow setbacks to stop them from achieving them. The ox takes responsibility very seriously and will take full advantage of any opportunity by being quick and decisive. The ox is sincere and puts a lot of trust in their friends and colleagues at work. They are, however, or they are, okay, sorry, that's a translate. They can, however, be very quiet and private and keep to their thoughts to themselves unless they deem it very important. And then it says, which see the beginning, which, what did it say at the beginning? Not afraid to say what they have to say. Okay, so that makes sense. Um, the ox adores their independence and prefers to do things the way they want rather than to follow rules, regulations, and social mores. The ox usually has a calm and restful attitude, but if something stresses them out or they feel that someone has let them down, they can have a temper. The ox can be stubborn at times. This can cause arguments with others. They will usually get their own way, but if things don't work out how they plan, the ox will can become a poor loser and can take defeat badly. The ox is somewhat of a deep thinker and can be quite serious. They are not really known for their sense of humor and do not take kindly to new ideas or anything too pioneering. They can be old-fashioned. Well, I don't feel like you are old-fashioned. The ox appreciates their home very much, and this often becomes their place of refuge. Their family is usually very close and functions well together. The ox will make sure that all of the family members pull their weight around the house, but will also take care of each of them beautifully. They tend to be a bit of an accumulator of things and aren't always necessarily the most organized. The ox does not like to be kept waiting, um, even though they're not always extremely punctual themselves. Okay. Once an ox is settled into their home or job, they will be happy to remain there for many years. This is due to the fact that they do not like change once success is attained. The ox does enjoy gardening and other outdoor activities. They enjoy spending as much time outdoors near the water as possible. They can perform well in agricultural jobs or even politics, thus providing they're given enough space to act on their own initiatives. The ox is not as immediately sociable as others. It can take them a long time to build friendships and feel comfortable in people's company. Their relationships, though, do last a long time. Once they're settled, they will be dedicated and faithful to their partner and friends. They're extremely compatible with rats, rabbits, snakes, and roosters. They can also build good relationships with monkeys, dogs, pigs, and other ox, but they will usually have little in common with the goat. They will also find it hard to get along with horses, dragons, and tigers. The ox prefers peaceful life, whilst the horse, dragon, and tiger prefer to be more impulsive and lively, which can annoy the ox. The ox is an easygoing person, though. They are genuine, faithful, and modest. They can, however, be quite reserved and could appear isolated and detached, even though they are not detached. On the surface, they have a quiet nature, but underneath, they are very strong minded and ruthless. The ox receives a lot of support from those around them and will always be prepared to stand up for what they believe in. Famous ox. Okay, so you have some famous ox. Oh, hey, Nookie Nook. Sorry, I just looked up for the first time. Hold on. Okay, so here's some famous ox. Alan Titchman, Wayne Rooney, Barack Obama, Adolf Hitler, oh golly, Lily Allen, who's a singer, Bill Cosby, Charlie Chaplin, David Blaine, the magician, George Clooney, Walt Disney, Bruce Springsteen, Anthony Hopkins, Jim Carrey, Ricky Gervais, Gwyneth Paltrow, Lionel Richie, Vincent van Gogh, Meryl Streep, Keira Knightley, Michael J. Fox. The comments are weird. It says three thoughts on characteristics of the metal ox. It's people that are leaving comments, and it says one of the comments says a friend gave me a feng shui book, but it's spelled FANGSHUAY. I think they mean feng shui, but that's okay. So a friend gave me a feng shui book of Liliane too. Ever since I have taken it seriously, it says. Then it says, I live in Seychelles. How long will it take? Oh, okay. So they can't spell. I live in Seychelles. How long is what they mean will it take for delivery if I order today? And then it says, Hi, Janny. Delivery to Seychelles will take roughly 7 to 14 working days. It's usually shipped next day. Kind regards, Daniel. So I think people are ordering like a private metal ox, something or other right there. How are you, Nook? Are you excited about your new residence? I'll be right back. I've got to like refill my caffeine or die. Um, but tell me about the dog. I'm curious. Like, is it coming today? And I'll be right back. Okay, let me see what you said. Golly, I need to do something about this chair for my tailbone's sake. Fog. Fog. Does that mean dog? Yes. After Slex, Alex gets out of work. Rough start this AM. I woke up later than usual. I guess he thought you were crabby, left, didn't say goodbye. Are you just guessing, or did he call you crabby? Because why? He's not exactly famous for being a ray of sunshine. So that would be like, hello, pot, I'm kettle. I brought these because they are Chinese oracle. And I thought, oh, I'm just going to shuffle these and see, just because I was thinking about Lunar New Year. I was thinking about Chinese signs. They've got the yin yang on the back. And they have, I know that they have like every one of the Chinese zodiac signs, and there's like at least 2 of them in each deck, and it will be like one's black, one's white. So I don't know if that's like one's a like in a yin energy monkey or something, and then a yang energy monkey. Let's see what it says here. I will say this book here, man, like it's in more languages than most of them are, right? It's in English, Italian, Espanol, French, Portuguese, Russian, and I'm going to assume Chinese is that. So Paolo Barbieri, who is an artist, because I've seen his name on other like types of decks and stuff, was the artist, but then the consultant, like the tarot person, is Zong Ling. So Karen Zong Ling. Um, Interesting. So she helped design a Chinese style tarot deck based on the Lunar New Year. So this is 12 earthly branches and 12 Chinese zodiac signs. So thousands of years ago in ancient China, ancestors developed the Chinese sexagenary cycle, a calendar system by observing the night skies. 10 heavenly stems and 12 earthly branches form the basic components of their system. The 12 earthly branches were respectively used to name the 12 shishens, 2-hour periods into which the day was traditionally divided. And then 12 months of a year, and also the years of a repeating 12-year cycle. So 12 sessions a day, 12 months a year, and then 12-year cycle. Chinese zodiac was made up by 12 animals because of different traits of these animals associated them to the 12 earthly branches to indicate people's birth years. For example, when we say one's Chinese zodiac sign is dog, we mean that he or she was born in a year of dog, according to the Chinese lunar calendar. 2 people under the same Chinese zodiac sign of dog may be born in the same year, or there may be an age gap of a multiple of 12 between them. Another theory is the origin of Chinese zodiac is related to the animal worship in early days of human history. It was traditionally believed that there were certain similarities between one and the zodiac animal representing him or her. The Chinese zodiac customs later spread to other parts of the world. Some countries directly brought in the Chinese zodiac, and others formed their own zodiac animal systems by making changes or replacements based on their unique understanding of animals in their local culture. Then it says, why is there no cat? Cats are also popular in China. Why are they not included in the Chinese zodiac? It says, maybe the following lovely Chinese legend gives you an explanation. Here's the legend. Before the animal selection of Chinese zodiac, the cat and rat were good friends. One day the cat told the rat he is going to take part in the selection for Chinese zodiac, and asked the rat, who enjoys nighttime activities, to wake him up early in the next morning. But the next day, instead of waking up the cat, the rat made his way to the selection stealthily and became the first one among the selected 12 animals. By the time the sleepy cat arrived, all 12 positions had been filled and the cat is excluded. That was also the very beginning of the bitter feud between cats and rats. And then in this deck, it also talks about yin and yang, right? So it's the zodiac signs, the lunar zodiac sign, and concept and yin and yang are the fundamental elements in the ancient Chinese philosophy. The Book of Changes says that the alternation between yin and yang is the Tao. It means that yin and yang are both mutually antagonistic and supportive. The trade-offs and even interconversion of them embody the principles of the universe. Hate comes from love. A competitor, seen another way, can prompt you to introspect and progress. The yin and yang teach us to find the underlying connection and conversion between opposite things, forces, or aspects. The great ancient wisdom says great and amazing even in the stays great and amazing even in modern times. So then it says the structure of these oracle cards. The oracle is made of 24 cards divided into two sets of 12 cards. The 12 cards in each set respectively correspond to the 12 Chinese zodiac signs. The cards with a white border and black writing will be considered yang cards. The cards with a black border and white writing will be considered yin. So each zodiac sign will appear twice, one as a yang card and one as a yin. And so then under each animal, if it comes up as like a rat, right, it talks about the rat. And if it's a yang rat, the positive would be fast in reaction, united, live in the moment. Active meanings would be they're flexible and accepting. Action meanings look at a problem from different perspectives. If it was yin, it would say the negative meanings are that they are timid, cowering, fastidious, and don't have foresight. Passive meanings, they can compromise well and enjoy appropriate adventure. Understanding meanings, trust the voice within you, make long-term plans. So it's talking about basically divine feminine, divine masculine, as well as other balanced things within the Chinese zodiac. Okay, let's see. He said you were. Okay. He said I was. Well, that, you know. He's not a morning person, though, is he? I've never heard you call him, although he goes to bed relatively early, so I don't know. Maybe he is a morning person. Let's see. I'm going to put them in order so I can understand it. What are you? What are you in the Chinese zodiac, Nook? I'm trying to remember. I think you're like 10 years. I think you and I are 10 years apart. Were you born in 88? So it's going to go. The order is rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. So let's put them in their order. So you are 80. You were born in 88? because that's dragon. And actually, right now it's the year of the dragon. Did you know that? Because you're a Leo too. You and Kat. The only Leo that usually hangs out here that's missing is my cousin Ray. The Leos are all here. Perfect. So yeah. So actually, it's your year. Your year of the dragon, and then I wonder what 88 is in terms of the element. Let's see if it says in here. For I need to look it up elsewhere. No, it's too busy being in other languages. Hold on. So yeah, you're in your year, which would be a great year to like get your chart done and stuff. Let's see, 1988. Dragon. In 88 fall under the auspices of the dragon with the earth element. So you're an earth dragon. Okay, I'll find about the earth dragon. Qualities and traits of the earth dragon. Charismatic and confident, the earth dragon is known for its charisma and confidence. Individuals born in this year often possess a magnetic presence, drawing others in their dynamic and assertive personality. Ambitious and determined earth dragons are ambitious and determined in their pursuits. They set high goals for themselves and are willing to work hard to achieve success, making them natural leaders. They're innovative and visionary. With an innovative and visionary mindset, earth dragons are often forward thinking. They have the ability to see opportunities while others may not, and are not afraid to take calculated risk. They're loyal and trustworthy. Loyal is a key trait of earth dragons. They are known for their commitment to their relationships, whether in personal or professional spheres, making them trustworthy companions. Energetic and passionate, earth dragons bring a high level of energy and passion to everything they do. Their enthusiasm is contagious. They often inspire those around them who strive for excellence. Magnetic and charming. And then it's like going to make me. Oh, maybe I can sign up with Google because I just want to read it. Hold on here. I'll find a better one anyway because I'm not gonna. I think I'm an Earth. I'm not a. I'm dragon. Yeah, I'm a horse, but I'm an Earth horse. Yeah, I'll have to find more about it. Because I was telling Kat, like I think that the Chinese zodiac, when you get down to the nitty gritty, in my experience, is a little more accurate. But again, it's a lunar calendar, and I'm a moon kind of girl. But the best chart I ever saw was somebody that did my astrology, like how we do it here, and then added my Chinese stuff in to the same chart, and that was really cool. Okay, this is a good little article, so I want to find it for the ox and the dragon here. Hold on. So let's see. Okay, let's find it here. This is a cute little. This place is doing the cute little article. So Ox Zodiac in 2024 predictions in the year of the dragon. Let's check out the predictions for those born under Ox Chinese zodiac sign this year. Known for hard work, diligence, and reliability, the ox symbolizes a strong and exceptional resilience in the face of challenges. Those born under the ox sign are recognized for their systemic approaches and resilience in tough situations. Ox zodiac individuals are described as showing both patience and perseverance. Ox zodiac wealth in 2024. In the year of the dragon, males under the ox zodiac sign may expect consistent financial gains that can be achieved through having disciplined savings and investment planning. This year promises to give financial stability too for females under the ox zodiac sign so they can focus on saving and budgeting. So let's see, for the males, it said that they can get consistent through savings and investments. Um, and then for the ladies, it says saving and budgeting. So like they're saying work those weird coupon shows, right? Ox zodiac relationship in 2024. Okay, males. Okay, that's nice, but we don't. Okay, females born under the ox zodiac sign will find many opportunities to strengthen existing connections. The good news is single females have a chance for having new relationships, but with people they've known for a long time. Career, let's see. It always gives the men first. Let's look. For females under the ox zodiac sign, 2024 presents opportunities to explore new fields. It's a good year to pursue creative projects, allowing you to explore new areas of interest. Lucky colors and numbers for Ox Zodiac in 2024. Lucky colors are green, white, and gold. That sounds very St. Patrick's Day for you, Kat. And then your lucky numbers are 1 and 6. Tips for boosting Ox Zodiac luck in 2024. Practicing mindfulness or meditation may be helpful in promoting emotional balance and clear thinking for those born under Ox Zodiac. Focus on investing your time in skill development. It is valuable to level up your career this year. And making strong connections where you work is important for success. Going to networking events can help Ox Zodiac find exciting opportunities. Lucky destinations for Ox in 2024. Countryside. For those born under the Ox zodiac sign, escaping to tranquil rural areas like the rolling hills, it says of Tuscany, but just rolling hills, or majestic mountains might be just what's needed to unwind and recharge. Business centers. This is interesting. For individuals born under Ox, traveling to global hubs like New York or Hong Kong could provide valuable networking opportunities. Cultural heritage sites. Try exploring destinations that are rich in history and culture. One example would be the Great Wall of China in Beijing or the ancient city of Kyoto in Japan. Natural retreats. For Ox zodiacs, escaping to mountains, forest, or lakeside destinations can be beneficial for both spiritual and emotional well-being. I don't know if you're going to go visit your sister, but like that sounds like, well, I guess she lives in the desert now, but they did say like they did talk about just nature, like it didn't have to be lakeside, but if you went to oh my gosh, uh where she just moved from that you love, like I think that'd be great too, it sounds like. Um Then it says 2024 holds a promising year for those born under Ox zodiac sign, marked by steady progress, potential achievements, and exciting opportunities for career advancement or change, and also financial stability. Embrace possibilities for growth and development that the year can bring. And then it says we're going to do dragon. Okay, why is the same place doesn't have looking for the dragon? Okay, here. Okay, here's one. Okay, this one is giving everybody an order. Okay, let's see. Okay, dragon, you have to get a horoscope in your own year. Where is the dragon? The dragon should get. Okay, here you are. Okay, I was like, you've disappeared. And maybe you disappeared for work too, because Mike just went down. Or maybe it's back up. I'm not sure. But anyway, I found the dragon now. Okay. It says, while the year of the dragon might be cause for celebration for the rest of the Chinese zodiac, dragons in the year of the dragon might expect some pushback from the universe. In Chinese astrology, if it's your year, you need to be a little cautious. It's thought that being in your own zodiac year can usher bad luck or misfortune, but this is not universally true. Take extra care to be intentional with how you're spending your energy and your money. Um, okay, so then it's referring us to somewhere else. But so on this same page, though, it says of the ox, while the dragon signifies abundance for all, it's still true that it's more compatible with some signs, less so than others. Given that ox falls into the latter camp, it's worth treading lightly. If this is you, keep your eye on the prize, head down and eyes on the prize. Experts recommend taking foundational steps this year, better set you up for success next year during the year of the snake, which makes actually sense based on what else we read about you before. Okay, before I go to find more dragon stuff, I'm just going to read my little horse thing on this little fast page. Okay, horse. You have the gams to jump over any challenges with ease in 2024. Because the horse is a yang sign, your energy aligns closely with that of the dragon. In fact, one of the most common good luck phrases used during the Lunar New Year references your relationship. Long Ma Ying Shen, which roughly translates to "I wish you a healthy and lively year," references the mythical creature Longma, a half horse, half dragon figure in ancient Chinese folklore. In turn, the Year of the Dragon could point you towards major growth opportunities in your career, especially if in tech, finance, and cyber performance areas. But it may require you to take a step back at times and let the fire breather take the reins. Okay, so let's see. Your dragons horoscope for 2024. Is this the right one? I want to find something about the dragon. Hello to whomever just entered the room. Sending you love. Let's see here. So you're Earth Dragon. This year's a Wood Dragon. Let's see. Is it Wood Dragon year? I mean. Earth Dragons are smart, ambitious, and hardworking. "2024 is for dragon peoples Benmingyan, which is origin of life year. Dragons in your birth year," they did air quotes, in your birth year, "you're believed to offend Tai Sui, the god of age in Chinese mythology, and you may face certain restrictions and difficulties due to the clash with Tai Sui's energy. You're advised to be more careful about all aspects of your lives in 2024. It's better for you to pay special attention to competition in the workplace and remain diligent and dedicated. Besides, take extra good care of your body. In 2024, red and purple are predicted to bring luck or avoid trouble for dragons. You may dress in red or purple to invoke the luck. Dress including outer clothing, bags, shoes, underwear, and even socks. Additionally, red-purple colored glaze auspicious decorations are considered good for promoting financial fortune." Interesting. So the one that has the red-purple colored glaze, like, you know how when they like treat stainless steel and it gives that rainbow, but you can also get the ones that highlight only like one or two colors. They're sort of talking about that. Using that color and adding it to your environment promotes good financial fortune. If you want to wear accessories in 2024, you're suggested to avoid choosing the shapes of zodiac animals in opposition to the dragon, i.e., rabbit, dog, and dragon. So don't wear any bunny jewelry or puppy dog jewelry or dragon jewelry. Lucky things for people born in the year of the dragon. Let's see. Your numbers. Your lucky numbers are 1, 6, and 7, and any numbers containing the combination of that, right? Like 16, 76, 71, 17, 167, etc. Your lucky colors are gold, silver, and grayish white. So like all metal family. Your lucky flowers, bleeding heart glory bower, which I've never heard of, and then dragon flowers. That part makes sense. Like dragon snaps or snapdragons, maybe. I think I said it backwards. Things that bring dragons luck. Lucky numbers 1, 6, and 7. Lucky days are the 1st and the 16th of any calendar month. Lucky colors are gold, silver, and grayish white. Lucky flowers, bleeding heart, glory bower, and dragon flower. Um, lucky directions east, north, and south. So west. Just don't count on west being lucky. Lucky months: the 3rd, 4th, and 7th Chinese lunar months. So okay, if it starts in February, so February, March, April. So April's a good one. So we're just starting that, right? April, May. So okay, hold on. April, May, and August. August birthday month, so that's good. Things that dragons should avoid this year. Your unlucky color is blue or green. Unlucky numbers are 3 and 8. Unlucky directions are northwest. And then the unlucky month is the 5th and 6th. So February, March, April, May, June. So June and July. Um, Interesting. So this year, you are the most compatible with rats, monkeys, and roosters, and you're the least compatible with dogs. It says each zodiac sign has unique characteristics. Love compatibility, according to the Chinese zodiac, takes into account the characteristics of each animal. Only those whose characteristics match each other well can be partners. See below. The compatibility of dragon with other signs. You're best with rat, monkey, or rooster. Worst with dog. Um, and then like you could give me birth dates and it would test your compatibility. Uh, what are the best suited careers? Oh, this one's good for a good question for you. For dragons, especially this year. Let's see. Okay, dragons like to embrace challenges and take risks. Jobs that allow them to test themselves are good choices. Some good careers include journalist, teacher, lawyer, engineer, architect, broker, and salesperson. Famous people that were born in the year of the dragon are Charles Darwin, um, Bruce Lee, John Lennon, and Vladimir Putin. Um, You're an Earth dragon. So, of that group of people, Charles Darwin is an Earth dragon, and the others are other signs. Okay, and then it says, um, why is the dragon auspicious in Chinese culture? Different from Western culture, a dragon in Chinese culture is mythical, auspicious, and supreme being. In Chinese mythology, dragons have great power to control wind and rain, soar through the skies, and turn over rivers and seas, as well as bringing prosperity to the world. Being a believed benefit to farming and an agricultural society, dragons are considered mighty mascots, communicating between heaven, earth, and humans to bring good weather and hence peaceful harvests, or a boon in wealth. Therefore, in ancient times, emperors were regarded as real dragons and the sons of heaven, and Chinese people were assumed to have be the descendants of dragons. To worship dragons' dignity and divinity, Chinese ancients would put the dragons in the Chinese zodiac, and it has long been the most popular zodiac animal in China. Most Chinese couples choose to have a baby in the year of the dragon. Then it talks about, is the year of the dragon a good year to have a baby? Hold on, ouch. That's interesting. Now, like I have the guides have just been letting me like chill and like charge my tools and pray about my tools and meditate and stuff, just the stuff I do normally privately. But just now they were like, oh, we have some reading ideas, so that's good moving forward. They're like, this is something you could do for people. So sort of a combination of this and um, something else. Okay. Okay. So now that's interesting. So now I know even more about how to use these bad boys. So you work in an hour. Oh, I didn't read about the year of the dragon for the. Nope, we already clicked on that one. Oh yeah, no, we did. Okay, we did read a little bit about the ox. Okay, that's good. I shut up about it now. Did you get assigned like a new um, manager and like new team and stuff when you got trained for the new stuff? Let's look at this back up here. We need to sit differently, or our tailbone will rip out of our body and we will cry in public. Okay. What a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song. Okay. Okay. Now we know the order, so we're going to pull them out and then put them in their places. Horse, snake, goat, goat. Okay, so the goats were together already. Rooster, doggo, piggy pie, monkey, ox. Okay, so this is the first of the ox cards. I need to change, I think, something about this new camera. It's a little bright, and the light is not that light. Actually, it's not that bright. So this is the first. Is this the first ox? It is. Okay. 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 Piggy. Piggy, you have a pal now. So the goats and the pigs are together now. Rabbit. My beloved is a rabbit. Okay. Monkeys are together now. Horsies are together now. Do we have a tiger on the table yet? Nope. The doggies are together now. Tiger. Dragon. Oh, dragon's pretty. It's a young blonde girl. I know a youngish blonde girl. Um, and a dragon is looking at her as she reads, sitting on the grass. they were together already in the deck. Hold on here. Come here, dragons. Dragons. Okay, rooster. Rat. Rabbit. My baby. The ox. The rat. The snake. The snake's pretty too in this deck. I mean, they're all pretty, but my kiddo, the egg, he's a snake. It's a pretty snake. Oh, again, yeah, I gotta change the light on this. Unless, like, maybe if I put my spectacles on, it's a little different, but I don't think so. I think it's too bright. Yeah, because you can't really see it very well. It's better than not being able to see things like how I've been doing it, but okay, so now if we're going to put them in order just to have a good idea of how it's supposed to go, right? It goes rat, and then ox, tiger, rabbit. We need to look for a friend than dragon. Dragon, snake, horsey, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. Now they're in order. What'd you say here? I forgot your cues lunchbox. Guess he's getting school lunch. You suck today. I don't think you suck today. Um, what's on the? Do you know what's on the menu? It might be something he likes. These would be good, even if we didn't use them in readings for like the full effect of the cards or their full purpose. They would be really great, like in a like we'll call it mystery read, right? Whether it's like going to be about crime or missing some people or missing objects or whatever. This would be interesting because you could read the like get some information on like the energy, like in terms of like if it's like masculine or feminine, and then the different animals and even their placement in like the lunar zodiac could give ideas about the energy of someone. And it would be because it's something that is less common for us to study, there would be less assumptions um, previously placed on these assessments, and so they would like sort of fill like a gap, which is interesting. So they don't give you a little calendar for school that says like, hey, it's sloppy joe day, or I mean, probably I don't even know if they have sloppy joes anymore like at school, but you know what I mean. They don't give you a calendar. I was talking about this deck earlier. That's why when I grabbed the Chinese Zodiac one, I grabbed this one because I was like, hey, I was talking about my first two decks, right? This was my first deck. And considering how much I used it and how often it was like sitting out and around, the fact that there's not a single card missing is amazing. Um, because sometimes I would even carry like 2 or 3 cards separately long time ago when I was trying to learn how to use tarot, or at least like how to use tarot, right? Everybody's different. Um, but you it, so these are, how old are these? Uh, these are like, oh my gosh, these are like 30 years old or something, right around there. And like, so they're, again, it's too bright, but like nothing. It's just, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited that they're in good shape still. Also, I was talking about different types of decks earlier. Like I was talking about the Pip deck from Kitten Shops, and and how it's Pip decks are from Marseille or Marseille, depending on how you do the accents. Um, and so it's a style of tarot, out of Marseille. And then Lenormand, Tarot Lenormand, is definitely a style of card and reading handed down. And I think it originated in France and Italy, I think, Tarot Lenormand. Only thinking about that because this is a Lenormand deck. So the deck I very first had and like learned on and things like that weren't even Rider Waite. Usually pack it. He gets free lunch though, so hopefully it's good. Yeah, he might enjoy it too, just for something different. And like, I don't know if you remember, but I do. Like at school, like um, how at the beginning, anyway, right? Not it doesn't last too long, sadly, or whatever. We age and get more cynical, but like, do you remember be like, oh, I am having a lunch at school today, right? And like, you'd get a tray, and you know what I mean? Like the whole process was exciting, right? And so because he's so little, it'll probably be exciting. Now, if the food gets there and it's not something he loves, he might be like, well, in his own way. I don't mean to imply that Nook's baby child, has a potty mouth, but like in his own head, whatever his worst word is, like whatever his F bomb is, he might drop it if it's like, oh, I don't like this. Like, but the process, that's going to be super fun and really exciting to go and talk to the lady and hold a tray or a plate, you know. Um, I'm excited for him. So that's good. Like, it's a good thing to look forward to, or even just to think in your own mind about, him having a good time. So, Bo, the doggo, is going to come tonight. I know, like, you told me most of the story, and a lot of it you may not want to repeat, on a live or whatever. But um, do they have other like? Do they have cats? Has Bo like been around a cat? Shuffling. Every day I'm shuffling. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, God, and all that they that collaborate um, with you or are led by you. Thank you for all of you guys' help. Just like all of these other decks, please know my gratitude for these tools. Thank you for the blessings that they are. Thank you for the blessing of being able to have them and learn from them. Please help the tools to be used for the higher and greater good of anyone that comes in contact with them. Please help them be used so that I can learn more about how to help others and what to do. So, as it's been said for all of the other decks, thank you for these gifts, both the physically tangible and untangible skill sets. Um, they're amazing blessings I'm grateful for. Please help me to embrace them and enhance them, empower them, and inform them, these skills, more every day, and use them for the higher and greater good of others. Please help me take the blessings you bestow and turn them into blessings for others as well as myself. It definitely started off. What? Talking about so and so thinking you were cranky? Is that what you're talking about? I've got that cute song. I'm gonna have a good day. Um, I've heard it a few times. What is it? It's let's see. Good day. Let me see it here. Here it is. We're gonna have a good day. All my homies gonna ride today, and all these mommies look fine today, and all we wanna do is get by today. Hey, we're gonna have a good day. Ain't nobody gotta cry today. Ain't nobody gonna die today. Save that drama for another day. Hey, we're gonna have a good day. That's a cute song. That's by Greg something. Well, it's on Nappy Roots, but I thought it said it was by Greg somebody. Here it is here. I can't play too much. The birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day in every single way. I gotta ruin it so I don't play the copywritten song. Um, do 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 ba ba do ba do. Okay, so I don't want to get a copyright strike for something silly, so I'll fast forward it a little bit. Oh, I missed the lyric I like. Hold on. Good day. Oh, there it is. God who made the universe knows me by my name, so it's a good day. Forrest Frank, that's his name. There it is. What do you think about your team, your new team at work? Sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm gonna have a good day. Okay, maybe these can slide right in here since I've got the Mother Tarot definitely front and center because it was that's the good thing about sorting through your tools often. It's like, oh, I'm not good at that deck, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, you're supposed to be using that deck all the freaking time. You're supposed to be learning about it now. It's like, yay. Do you guys have the place I worked at and no longer do? Um, we had like on the company site, right before you in essence worked the way it was arranged, at least where I was, you in essence worked for two companies rather than it just like being like a temp agency where you work for that company. I actually was signed contracts with both companies, right? Um, but one of them, the ones that like, do the HR sort of jobs, they had like on their website, right? They had like training, of course, that you had to accomplish, but then they also like had a whole site where it's like they have the like, I don't even know what to call them, like the brain games, right? Where it's like they're brain soothing games or they help you have a good memory or whatever. And so like they had like basically sort of a little like educational gaming platform that went along with any of the like the training mods we had to complete. Is that are you in a similar situation? Okay, now we get to do some of the oracle decks that are around here. We'll do oh nope. I keep saying I'm done with tarot, and I almost am. I have this one little baby deck. Baby deck! See, it's good. This is also good reason why I didn't rotate all my decks forward. I just brought like the ones that are usable, or most used. Let's put it that way. Okay, so they do. They have the Doofy platform too, where it's like trivia today. Meet your coworkers or whatever. Um, make comments on them winning trivia or whatever. And like, I mean, I think even though some of it seems tedious when they do that, the companies that don't do that tend to be ones that could give a rat's ass about like the well-being of their employees. And then the ones that have them, while I don't know, maybe some of the people don't really care about their employees, but they're at least pretending to, and they're following like the guidelines that people that come in and observe and talk about keeping healthy workers and happy workers and things. So they still do it, whether it's because they believe it's just better for the company, which means it's better for making money, or if it's a mixture. It's always about money, but sometimes in some companies it's a mixture of both. They really do care a little bit. And so it's a weird culture because, so for such long periods of time, people had to go to work, and be in the same space. Now that they don't, people are like making $1 million companies just coming up with how to create the social or recreate the social aspect of going to work, for people that work remotely. It's like every freaking day is like the company picnic and retreat, but it happens on this little faux, or it looks like a little social media site, but it's in the back, quote, back digital back halls of, of wherever you work, right? In your watching training videos and taking tests and doing chapters, but you're also like, I was always like, this is so weird, right? I just took like a 700 question quiz, but now I also have to drive my imaginary car around the racetrack 5 times in order to convince them I've socialized today, which is weird a little bit. But I don't know. I maybe there are some times in the past where I socialized in my in-person jobs, and at those times in life I probably would have traded a lot of things. I won't go as dramatic as like saying my firstborn or something, but I might have traded my car or something to get out of the awkward sociability aspect of some corporations. Some of them were great, it's all about the atmosphere and the culture of that company, right? So some of it was a great easy time, and some of it was so freaking awkward at companies that just, I don't know. Do you, since it's remote, are you doing like, are you guys like on Teams or something? And if so, are you actually able to converse with some fellow employees? Like a little bit or not really? Hey, this is weird. Um, Little Bo, the dog that's coming, they've said to you, right? Like, hey, we just need you to take him or her, or this dog, this lovely dog, but I don't know why I'm trying to get the gender, doesn't matter. Um, Take Bo, and it's supposed to be just like for a couple days, right? I hate that because then you go back in, right? And it's literally you've done every single page, but like the last one that just said like this is the end, it's not a real page, you like didn't click on it or something. That's always quite annoying. Is there any way, like, I know that like you say clearly the dog is healthy and doing well and it's just sad the other one has worms because it makes them skinny, and even though they're probably being fed just fine, etc. um is there any way like this might end up being permanent, like has have to me it feels like they have a little history of this, not necessarily, I'm not saying like with ditching pets, but I'm saying they sort of have a history, I guess, of like being like, can you store this in the garage this weekend or whatever, and then like 6 years later whatever it is still there. And I feel like at one point in their history, I, it's not that I feel like, it's that I'm hearing stuff from guides. At some point, was there, and maybe you don't know, was there a cat, like where they had a cat, they then passed on to a family member, and it could have been legit, like so and so has allergies and we've just moved in together, or the kiddo has allergies, but they think they'll grow out of them, or whatever. But it seems like there's an abandon's the wrong word. Uh huh. Okay, Alex said no just now, you mean? It hasn't happened before? But I don't understand that. He said no. Okay, so you had another dog you took for them, and was that dog supposed to be temporary? So at the time, okay, are you talking about now or at the time? At the time, he said, "We will not take this dog permanently," but they never came back for the dog, so he gave it to Robert. Is that the story? Okay. So when I'm picking up vibes that this dog might wind up being your dog, that's not completely out of left field then. Dropping everything. So there was another pet. And it sounds like it was a doggy, but they're talking about a cat too. The cat was first and longer ago. Okay, so Alex has already said to you, "Hey man, do you remember when the last dog?" So he's already trying to say to you, "This dog's too big to live with us permanently because he knows you." And so he's saying like, "Yeah, we'll take it for a bit, but he's telling you if they leave it here, I don't want to keep it." Because I think I'm going to actually pull cards on this because I actually think that, it's 50-50. Something could happen and they could literally be like, "Yep, here we are. We're back here." Um, but even if that happens, it feels like, we'll see what the cards say, but even if that happens, it feels like they would come back, get the dog, right? And then some other time relatively soon, it would be like, "Oh, they miss you," or "We're going to go out of town this weekend," and they miss you anyway. And then like they might take that opportunity. Right. But do you know, this is a Labradoodle. And I mean, you've worked in a shelter. You know what they're like. They are, once they're like your pet, right? Like they can occasionally be kind of snippy with strangers, but like they will, they're almost more protective than dogs that are built for protection, if that makes sense, especially of their kids. And um but even, and like they also are really really good at like a balancing act, right? They're protective of their kids. um but some animals that are protective of their kids take it so seriously that even though they love the kid, they'll sit there and sort of stand guard while the kid plays, and then they'll go inside and give the kiddo a lick and put their head on their leg and stuff. But um, they don't play. But the Labradoodles, right? They will, go down fighting for their little kid, but they also live for that kid, right? Like if the kid's outside playing, like they literally are playing too, right? If the kid's sleeping, taking a nap on the couch, they want to be with the kid taking a nap. Or also they're adult humans too, but if there's kids, they're really, he needs regular exercise. Yeah, I still think it's a possibility. I want to pull cards here in a minute because I'm curious. I mean, I think all pets are precious and amazing. And actually, I think your little Mop, what is her name? I don't know. I can't remember her name. But anyway, your little baby Mop dog. You guys are gonna expect her to be like, "I hate you." Um, she might say that like the first day or two and then be like, "Oh, this dog's too charming." Snowball. Okay, thank you. What do you call them for a nickname? I'll be right back. I'll be right back, actually. What do you call them for a nickname?